Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says the federal government has not prosecuted individuals suspected of financing terrorism because the process requires extensive and delicate investigations that cannot be rushed. Speaking at the weekend, Idris explained that contrary to public perception, the matter was not as simple as having a list and immediately taking suspects to court. The minister's statement came against the backdrop of growing concerns over alleged government complicity in the escalating insecurity ravaging the country. Meanwhile, former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Wole Olanipekun, has urged the federal government to name saboteurs waging war against Nigeria. The All Progressives Congress, APC in Lagos State, has slammed the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, over his comments on the conviction of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Lagos APC spokesman Sheye Oladejo blasted Obi's position, saying it was inappropriate for political actors to comment on matters still undergoing judicial review. Oladejo warned against making statements that could be interpreted as undermining national security institutions or court processes. Moving on, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State has said Nigeria will never become a one-party state despite frenetic efforts by some people to push the country in that direction. He explained that the plurality of ethnic nationalities won't make the idea work. Makinde stated this in Yola on Saturday during a civic reception held in honor of Adamawa State Governor Right Honorable Amadu Umar Fintiri and the unveiling of the Margi national attire with PDP governors and new national chairman Kabiru Turaki storming the state in a show of solidarity after the recent convention and showdown with the Wike faction at PDP National Secretariat in Abuja. Joining us on Political Brief to discuss these stories is Arise Director of News and Politics Editor Somna Sambo. Good morning and welcome to the morning show.
Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Vimbai.
Good morning, Somna.
Well, Somna, it seems to be a received opinion that, there are some persons sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. The U.S. government, I think in 2022, had cause to name about 6 Nigerians who were sponsoring Boko Haram. They were very specific in this country. Now, that was 2022. This is 2025. It has taken about 3 years. And yet the Minister of Information tells us, well, it's not such a straightforward process. We imagine that there will be investigations, there will be intelligence gathering at this end and all that. Okay, those prominent Nigerians, why has no action been taken against them for up to 3 years? There was also at a time, I think after 2022, the Securities and Exchange Commission blacklisted about 10 Nigerians who were involved in this process of terrorism. So, don't you think the public, like including Chief Wole Olanipekun, SAN, that the people are right to say, look, these persons, even if it is those that have been identified, the people need to see government taking action against them. And then on the issue of one-party state, well, Governor Seyi Makinde says, no, there will be no one-party state. Well, that's undesirable in my view, in any case, even if there is a possibility of it, because states where we have had the one-party state, whether it's in Egypt or it's in Czechoslovakia, or elsewhere, have never ended well. They ran into trouble. And we don't want Nigeria to run into trouble. But I don't know what you think. Maybe it's already a fait accompli in your view.
All right, thank you, Dr. Abati. And just to say that in reference to what you just said earlier on, specifically in February 2022, then Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, told the nation that a whole lot of investigations had been done by the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, and a quantum of information, had been got on terrorism financiers. And I just want to quote him very well so that you're very clear and our viewers know that this is a serious issue that needs to be given the attention it deserves. This is what Alhaji Lai Mohammed had to say. He said, for its part, the analysis by the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit in 2020 to 2021 revealed 96 financiers of terrorism in Nigeria, 424 associates and supporters of the financiers, and the involvement of about 123 companies and 33 bureaux de change, in addition to identifying 26 suspected bandits and kidnappers and 7 co-conspirators. Now, 3 years on, you're very right, Dr. Abati, to ask what exactly has happened. And this is what rational Nigerians are asking. Now, the Minister of Information and National Orientation in the Tinubu administration, Alhaji Idris Mohammed, is telling us that it's not just a matter of bringing a list and taking them to court. So for how long will it take for us to prosecute these people? And you would have seen the steps that the NFIU went in terms of getting these people, tracing them way out of the country and all of that. So it's very clear at this moment that there's lack of political will in several administrations, not just that of President Tinubu's government, but several administrations, to be able to ensure that there's a clinical prosecution of those who are terrorism sponsors. And by the way, shouldn't the Nigerian government, whether in the past or present, owe the Nigerian people, the right to actually know who these people are? Why is it that they are just couching them that in names and all of that? So this is why people are saying that there's complicity among Nigerian political class, Nigerian politicians, for them to keep hiding these names from the people, and the people are being terrorized. It means that there's a gang up by the political class against the Nigerian people. Isn't the country at war at the moment for us to know those who are bringing this war close to our doorsteps? That is what the likes of former NBA President Wole Olanipekun is saying. And there's no one who is closer to President Tinubu than Wole Olanipekun, because he has done a whole lot of briefs to him. So for Wole Olanipekun, a former NBA president, to come and say, look, President Tinubu, you need to come out of your closet and let the Nigerian people know who these sponsors of terrorism are, I think it's in the right direction. And so, yes, I understand that some of these issues may be couched in national security, but nonetheless, we need a situation where the Nigerian people will not continue to be harassed and to be terrorized by people who may just be their neighbors or all of that, and the nation is suffering. When we had similar situations where people were trying to hold the economy to sabotage under the military regime, you knew how the military regime went ahead to swiftly deal with them. Look at all these young people who were in government then as our military heads of state. They took decisive actions. How come we have presidents who are elderly enough to be able to secure this nation and we're not having that? And then on the issues you have raised on the one-party political state, well, the opposition leader, Governor Makinde, actually knows very clearly that, this is what our forefathers, the forebearers of the nation, actually gave to us. They already looked at Nigeria as having, a plural society with several, ethnic groups, several religious groupings and all of that. And that's why they insisted that a multi-party democracy is just the best for us. So even if the governing APC wants to do that, it's nearly impossible to want to do that. Yes, they may have leadership challenges in these political parties and all of that. That's why we are saying that, look, if all the political parties are being infiltrated, allegedly, by people from the governing party, can't all the opposition political party leaders come together under one banner? What stops a coalition and all of that? So they should stop blaming the governing party allegedly for sponsoring people against them. There's nothing that says that a coalition cannot happen. Okay. And that's the beauty of a multi-party system. And you will see that President Buhari always insisted that a multi-party system is just the best for the country.
Okay. All right, very quickly, so now, because we are out of time, your take on the story around the Lagos APC, their response to presidential candidates in the 2023 election under the Labour Party, Peter Obi, where he's called for justice, compassion, saying that perhaps a political solution ought to have been implemented in handling the Nnamdi Kanu situation. Do you think their position around him not commenting is right? Very briefly, please.
Well, Yeah, not just the Lagos APC, even the presidency has replied him, and I think in my own view too, this has also revealed the underbelly of the thinking of someone like Peter Obi. I mean, these are national issues, these are national security issues, and actually Peter Obi's viewpoint on this issue will actually want to question his credibility as to the reason why he wants to be the president of Nigeria. It's not all issues that you have to be political with. If this issue had gone to the court, I mean, you would have seen that Amechi Mbazulike, former the Nigeria's first aviation minister, had led a group of senior Igbo elders to former President Buhari, where they talked about releasing Nnamdi Kanu. And what did Buhari said then? He told them that this is a case that is in court. Are you asking me that as a president of the country, I should go to the court and ask the court not to do his job? I mean, this was a judicial process, and the judicial process has ended. What should be happening now is coming together and see how, better solutions can be found to it, but not politicizing this issue. And I can tell you a whole lot of people within the political class, including voters, may not see Peter Obi from a positive perspective from this angle. Because what was he trying to say, that the judicial system should have been circumvented? Or the process should have been allowed. And that's why I will ask him to actually link up with people like Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, people who had intervened, Senator, former Abia South Senator, who also intervened in the whole issue. And they looked at it, including him standing, former minority leader in the Senate, who stood for... stood for, this gentleman, and then it was a problem at some point in time. And so, in a nutshell, as we try to look at these issues, I would say that let's be nationalistic, let's allow institutions to do their work, and if they're going to seek for pardon, a special pardon from Nnamdi Kanu, I mean, that is not out of place, it can be done.
Absolutely. A very polarizing issue indeed, and I don't think we've heard the last of the commentary around the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu. Plenty more will still emerge from that.